So I figured it's about time for another one of these. Still not entirely comfortable with hearing or seeing myself, but I figured I don't have to watch them. I know in the last one I did a lot of bitching. And what I want to do today is talk about the good things. Being trans, we have gifts that sometimes seem like they're not gifts. Sometimes they seem like they're curses. But we have gifts that other people don't have and they can't understand. For example, men are typically logically minded. Women are typically more compassionate. And being trans, I have the compassion and understanding of a woman along with intuition. You can never have too much of that. Along with the level-headedness and logic and the male perspective. So sometimes it is a good thing, because at the same time you really want to just yell and scream at somebody. You can also calm down, think, well, what is this person going through? Maybe it's not me they're judging. Maybe they've had a bad experience with somebody. Maybe they were called faggot and they're not. Maybe they're having a bad day because they stubbed their big toe when they got out of bed. Maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And so sometimes it gives me the ability to not be so judgmental. And if there's one thing I can say about being trans and a gift it has given me, is that it has given me the ability to not judge so much. Something that we're all judgmental. We all judge other people. A first impression is a judgment. But being judged so often has made me not judge other people near as much. I'm also thinking about how grateful I am about some things. I am truly grateful that at work, my bosses, my coworkers are very understanding of the fact that I am trans. And even though I may have to tell the new people that come, my name may say enter female name here, but that's not who I am. My name is Casey. Call me he. And no one calls me by my legal name, unless on accident. Very few people even call me she. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I don't work somewhere where I am judged or where I feel like I'm discriminated against. And that I have guy friends that come and talk to me about, say, hey man, I delivered to this woman, man, she had a rack. And I can go up to them and do the same thing. And there's no question with the people I work with. They don't even see me as female sometimes, and that's really nice. And customers, they may not see me as male all the time, but that's life. You know, if it's really windy, my shirt will cling and can't avoid it. But when I answer the phone, I get sir. Yes, sir, I'm having a good day, and sir, I want this. And I'm working on a project as soon as I can get pictures. I wrote a poem probably about the same night I did that first webcast, and I wanted to put the poem in a slideshow, but I had to get Windows Movie Maker, and I want to get pictures of myself at the ages that I talk about, because I don't want it to sound like I'm ashamed of my past, because I'm not. Because if it weren't for my Barbie playing past and, you know, when I got a doll, I was really excited to get a boy doll because I made him run around in his boxers and underwear. I'm not embarrassed of those things. I'm not ashamed. I may not like the way I look in the pictures, but who does? And so please subscribe so that when it's done, you can see it. Most people, when they see a picture of me as a girl, they look at me now like, that's not even look like you. Sometimes I tend to get caught up in the negative. I think it's something we all do. We'll get so caught up that we don't even see anything positive. And so for like the 2 people that watch this, I would challenge you to find something positive in being different, in being trans, and being gay. Because even though sometimes I felt left out of the gay community, I know that they're judged just as much as we are. They still don't have the same rights as a straight person, just like us. And so I think sometimes we need to remember that we have that we have brothers and sisters, if you will, who struggle just as much as we do. I think that we tend to forget. We get so lost in our own world that we forget that we have people who go through the same thing, and maybe if we reached out to them or to another trans person, maybe we wouldn't feel so alone, because I feel so alone sometimes. And the reason I feel so alone is because I'm scared to reach out. And sometimes I feel like I'm the only one, even though logically I know I'm not the only one going through this. But sometimes it feels like that in the middle of the night, sitting awake from insomnia. But when it comes down to it, I guess I know that I'm not alone. And then I think of how many people live in the body that they have and struggle with it, and they can't do anything about it. I think of how much they hurt, and I think of how lucky I am to be able to be on testosterone, and how lucky I am to have a family that accepts me. And a job that accepts me, and friends that accept me. And so today, the message that I would like to convey is, sometimes as much as we want to just be negative, because sometimes it's how we're used to being. We're used to being negative because it's the easier thing to feel sometimes. Well, I'm so alone, no one cares. Instead of feeling that, try to realize that there's a good in everything. And to me, it doesn't matter what power you do or don't believe in. Believe in God, Buddha, Allah. Doesn't matter. No God. Doesn't... I am a firm believer in both fate and free will. And I believe that, personally, that a higher power gave us free will, but that for every plan, for every turn we take, it's like those choose your own adventure books. It opens up new opportunities, it opens up bad things. And so for whatever reason, we're here like we are, whether we like it or not. And that we can spend so much time being negative and bitching and moaning and my life sucks and I want to die and I want to hurt, or I want to make someone else feel the pain that I feel. But when it comes down to it, that would do you no good. I can't count the hours and days and months that I've spent wallowing in sorrow. And it's stupid. I realize now that I could have spent that time bettering myself. Because if you don't work on here, or here, then then you're never going to be able to accept your body. So I may not accept my body fully as it is, like right now, as how I want it to be, but I accept that it is what it is right now. I accept that I have breasts right now. And I have hope that one day they will be gone. And I'm positive that I'm not alone. And that just because I'm like this doesn't mean I'm a freak. And so I would like this to be a positive message. That's all. Please subscribe so you can see my slideshow once I figure out how to use this. I'm not from the YouTube generation. Have a good night.